So today is, I believe, the 14th of July. I lose track of time because I live out in the woods and I don't have to. I don't have a 9 to 5 type thing, so I lose track. But anyways, I'll just give you a quick little tour. This is my office that I work out of in the summertime. It has all my music gear that I'm getting set up. Not quite set up again yet, but I am recording music for my projects. This is my electric drums that just got dismantled and crumbled, and I ordered some parts, but I think I'm just going to build a wooden frame for my electric drums. I really like playing them and it's fun. So yeah, this is my little office slash bedroom. I live in there. This is another project that I'm slowly working on. It's a Wolverine. My daughter and I got a Wolverine one time when we were helping with the reindeer herd. And yeah, so we did all the bones. We boiled them a little bit and picked them all clean. Anyways, they're gorgeous, and we're gonna make like basically a skeleton thing out of them. So that would be really neat. Unfortunately, the hide was in an ice house, and then the flood. And anyways, so we lost the hide, but at least we still have the cool bones. Right now it's mid of July, so everything is getting really green. This is a stump. What I do with the stumps, if I don't feel like burning them or take them out, is I just take a bunch of natural seeds and I just throw them all around there on the fall time, and then eventually they turn into these beautiful little garden pieces. I have dozens and dozens of them all over the property, which I really, really love. Some of them work well, some of them don't work as great, and then we end up having to burn them or whatever. This is another tree that we saved. This is Hannah Banana. She's just painting away in the beautiful sun. We never painted these things, so we're painting everything black. Black like the night. We miss the night in the summertime. So yeah, she's been painting all the walkways. We've been installing walkways. It's really nice because it keeps you out of the mud. Yeah, and when you have visitors, it's just easier for them to kind of walk around. This is our cool smokehouse teepee, but I'm going to retire it and I'm going to make a jungle gym. So there'll be another small teepee inside of this teepee. Then I'll put good pieces of wood all the way around, and you can climb up to the top and then climb in the middle. And then if you do fall, you kind of hit the other one and it's not such a big deal. So that will be a lot of fun. I have my daughter come visit last year for 6 weeks. So the more things that she can run around and climb and do is always a lot more fun for her and for me. And I've got the kids club that comes out here and they go nuts on all that stuff. We built a cool jungle gym. Another one I guess like maybe 4 or 5 days ago we had the kids here. So that was tons of fun. This is our dock. My cousin Gerald started this dock, and then I finished some of it. So he had a really good idea of using driftwood and roots and things to make the railings, which I loved. But I didn't take it apart. Anyways, it got broken a bit. So this year I did a little bit of upgrade, which is just flat milled wood, so it's stronger. And then I did all the roots and sticks of driftwood. Oh, there goes a little fish. We got lots of pike that like this little area. The club was here, and they caught all kinds of fish off the dock. They had a lot of fun. God, it's gorgeous today. Look at this. This is what I live with. Almost all summer. At least 4 days a week look like this. It's just... I go in my little office and I work, and then I get outside and I check on everybody and I walk around and I just go, wow, look where I live. This is amazing. I had my cousin here. They were trying to wakeboard. We're going to do some more wakeboarding this summer. We got hit with a big rain, so there's a few puddles. Here's the good dogs. I like putting the dogs... Some of the dogs are tough. They bark a lot and they're kind of misbehaving or something. So we put those ones close to the house so we can make sure that they learn. There's my crazy cabin. That's Sophie's office. All these drums are filled with vegetable oil. we get we get a huge amount of vegetable oil every year from the restaurants in Inuvik, and then my buddy Darson just finished building a generator that runs on vegetable oil, so I'm hoping it will be up this winter, and basically all of our electricity and heating needs will be from vegetable oil. And then I'm hoping to get some electric vehicle stuff and charge it. So that's a dream of mine that's taken about 20 years. My daughter's 16. I started, so 17, 18 years ago I started that project, and it's finally coming together. Every time we go to the dump, we just find stuff. So we've been finding some fencing. We're going to make a big kennel for the dog. So anyone have any used fencing or free fencing or whatever, let me know. I'll thank you. I will give you a big thank you. Yeah, so this was all just cleared mud last year basically. So I just walked around in the fall time and put all kinds of fireweed and grass and all kinds of just anything that had seeds. I just grab it and just randomly throw it everywhere. Nature will decide what soil is good for. So whatever comes up, and that's probably going to do well there. And it really keeps the bugs down because they don't have a lot to hide in, and the dragonflies can come. This I'll turn into, we got rid of the greenhouse this year just because we needed some upgrades and stuff, and so we got rid of the greenhouse this year. So, but this year, well, not this year, but next year, I'll do a few more greenhouses. I really liked having greenhouses, but this year we're really focusing on just getting organized, and we're doing a really good job. We've built a shop, we've done all kinds of stuff, so I'm happy with that. This is our little solar setup for now. It's going to move eventually, but for now it's here. For this time of year, this is a good little configuration. We're always getting sun when we need it, so we don't really have to do much with generators. And if I really need power, I can just pick up this frames and twist them and put them towards the sun if I really need some more power from doing something like water pumps or whatever. This is a really cool willow tree. So as we cleared the land, we've been keeping certain trees in different places. So you can see at the bottom of this one, I've tied it, and I'll probably leave it for the winter, but next spring, I'll tie it again probably about here. And then it will keep getting, instead of going wide, it will just go tall, and then eventually I'll have a nice, huge, tall willow tree, and it will fan out at the top. And anyways, I've seen people do it in Inuvik. There's a really nice one at the golf course, beautiful one. So I'm like, okay, cool, we're doing that. So we probably built, I don't know, maybe a 50 to 100 of those when we've cleared the land. And then in other places we just left the big willows for them to just stay. And so it just gets more and more beautiful every year. And today we're burning a stump. So this is an area that this tree was going to die and fall down. The roots were all exposed and stuff. So we took some trees that we've had laying around and some poles, and we built a kind of a berm and put compost and wood in there, and then planted grass. So that's doing well. And then eventually I'm hoping that we'll put chickens and rabbits and stuff in there as like a natural place for them to live. But we'll see how that works. This is a beautiful tree that unfortunately died. A lot of the trees just naturally die here, but we're gonna leave it standing like that, and it's getting really nice, beautiful vegetation all around it. This is our big compost tree. This is the biggest tree on the property. It's quite large. It's a beautiful tree. I want to be buried underneath this tree. So for the last few years, it's been the compost pile, any hay, sticks, dog poop. So, but you can see the vegetation starting to take it over. It doesn't take long. So I think this will be the last year. I'm gonna build it up with some wood around the perimeter, and then basically leave it, and it will just turn into beautiful area. And the tree will be very happy because it's got tons of nutrients now. And then I'll fence it off and do the same thing, is let the let the rabbits and chickens live in there, make a little tunnel between them. That's my dream anyways. Who knows if they'll let me do that. All of these pots I have, let me see, 9, 12, so about 15 of these pots all around here. They're just used washer and dryer. So they're stainless steel, most of them. So they'll last pretty much my lifetime. And we filled them with sticks and compost, and then we planted. So I used to have 15 rhubarb plants around here. So we had a lot of rhubarb plants, but then we got hit with a flood, so that killed them all. This guy here is the only one that survived. He's not doing very well. He should be huge by now, but whatever, it's fine. If that doesn't want to grow, we'll just plant something else. We had a volunteer that found some radish seeds. So he threw radish seeds in a bunch of these and then started watering them, and they're coming up and doing really well. So maybe I'll just do radishes every year. That's kind of cool. But look at the size of this fireweed. It's so tall. It's going to be gigantic. So nature just starts taking over, and a lot of it is edible. Fireweed is lots of edible stuff on fireweed. This is our little chives. I never touch these. I never water them. I don't do anything. I just pick them. So I was going to do 3 different types of chives, but the other type of chives I put in here didn't do well. So I think I'll just stick with this kind. I can't remember what they are. They're garlic chives or what. There was a little stick in here somewhere that told me what they were, but I forgot. But anyways, they're doing really amazing, and I don't need to do anything to them. So that's kind of how the type of gardening and farming and stuff I really want to try to do, the passive stuff that doesn't take a lot of work. So basically, if I can put chives in that and never have to do anything, I don't need to water them, I don't do anything, just maybe pick some weeds once a year, and then I have unlimited chives. That's kind of more what I would like to do, because my dad told me nature does all this stuff for you, so why are you fighting with it? But look at this one. So last fall, I just put seeds from all over different types of plants in here, and then look how beautiful that's coming up. So I mean, it didn't take a huge amount of work. This is another willow tree, but this one I put a bin around it because I just wanted to see how much better it would grow. And every year I throw its own leaves in there, and whatever dogs are close, I throw the dog poop in there and sticks and whatever. And this is one of my other art projects that will grow and be part of the tree. Here's Okpik. Hey, good boy. Hi. Oh, he wants a pet. Of course he does. Hey, you're such a good boy. Did you chase the bear last night, or you barked, or what? You were just having fun. I don't think you're much of a bear dog. You're more of a get pets and pull a sled dog, which is great. This is my little workout area that I'm working on slowly. I have a little climbing rope that's fun. Punching bag. This I haven't really set up yet, but this is like a lifting rack. I'm trying to start lifting a bit. Right now I just do the free weight thing. I just grab that thing every once in a while and lift it around and do whatever I feel like doing. Got some free weights and a bar. Back here this is all kind of my workstation. So I have a whole barrel set up here that I need to build. That's how I filter the vegetable oil. This whole 3-barreled system. It's gravity, so it just gravity filters it, and then the last part you filter through a proper filter, but it doesn't take out too much because most of it is settled out, so all the water and gunk and whatever you can't use in your machines. So that's pretty cool. I have barrels and barrels of this stuff. I probably got maybe 40-50 barrels of this stuff that I've been collecting over the last few years. So once we get it up and operational, we'll have pretty much unlimited power and heat. I'd like to do electric vehicles. So yeah, this is just kind of my big sort of junkyard, really, with all my stuff that I've just accumulated, some broken snowmobiles and stuff. But it's all fairly organized and nice. So like these are hundreds and hundreds of buckets that we use, that I get all those buckets from collecting the vegetable oil, and then we drilled holes in them and grew like hundreds, like dozens of buckets of potatoes, which worked really, really well. I didn't do it this year. I wasn't here to get it started, and I just said, you know what, we got to focus on getting things organized, and then we can expand from there. This is our great big tent that we built. It's 70 feet long. I usually try to have about 6 months of food on hand. So yeah, this is all just tons and tons of food. We have a lot of Germans here, so you know, you gotta have lots of ketchup. We have lots of Canadians, so you need to have lots of syrup. And then just, yeah, so whenever we go to Whitehorse, or we got someone going to Whitehorse, we get stuff. This is all just winter gear and summer gear and sleeping bags that need to get washed and then reorganized. And this is kind of our tools. This is our generator graveyard. When we have more time, well, most of them all run. They just need little things, but sometimes you're busy and you just need to buy a new one and get going. So I just keep them all in here, and if I've got friends or family, whatever, lots of people are like, oh man, I need a generator, or a part is missing. Like, I just be like, this thing's kind of runs, take it, you know, whatever. I don't like to throw anything out. A little collection of chainsaws. I like this sign. Put your shit back. Yeah, so this is our pile of stuff that's just not useful anymore. So in the wintertime, we'll haul it away with the dogs, because it's just easier to do that with the dogs. I'm kind of a pack rat in the sense of I don't like to throw anything out, but eventually some stuff just needs to get thrown out. So a lot of it I use. I mean, we take a lot more out of the dump than we put in, so it's not bad. Hey, Yichang, there's actually a bunch of wood right here that would be good to burn too. Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, it's so nice to see this place get cleaned up and organized. It's yeah, it's lots of fun. Oh, here's Kimik. Hi, Kimik. How you doing? Hey, sweet girl. Yeah, how are you? Hey, good girl. Did you have fun last night? Did you have a good night running around with all your... Hey? This morning, after the rainstorm, all the dogs were sleeping in the tent all together. So that's kind of something that I'm planning to do. Hey! Is be building basically one of those big tents for the dogs, and then in the wintertime I don't have to worry about the dogs fighting the winter, you know, like dog houses get buried and it's cold, and then in the summertime they have a place to get out of the bugs and socialize. So I have lots of cool plans to have the dogs. I really want to have really happy dogs. Happy dogs are the easiest dogs to work with, and I don't know, man, they're my dogs. So we're gonna build a cool kennel so they can play lots and be loose in there, and then have an inside spot that's cool, so they can hang out in there in the summertime when it's hot and get out of the bugs. But for now, we have them all staked out like this. So I will move this every year. So some of the really green places that you saw already had dogs there last year, and then in the fall I'll come to these poles because we pound them in the fall. So right now, let me see, it's probably still stuck in this. Yeah, so not until the fall. So I take these poles and I pound them in the fall time. Then they're super solid, they get frozen in, and then we hook up the dogs to them. And I do it for a couple different reasons. For one, if I hook up 3 dogs close to a stump like this, the dogs will dig under the stump, they'll goof off with the stump, and then makes it way easier to get that stump out. So basically I can dig underneath that stump now with a winch, and I could probably pull that out now, or I could dig underneath it and start a fire or whatever, but it makes it a lot easier. The other reason is that it really fertilizes the ground, because they pee and poo and all that great stuff. So that was a spot last year. I mean, that came up crazy with fireweed and grasses and all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, this fall I will move them all again, and I will go around all this place here, and I'll put all the seeds from whatever's got seeds around here, and then I'll cover it with some wood chips, and the next year it will be super, super green, and I'll be able to pull out these stumps. Like here's another one that we did. That's pretty good. So we'll be able to pull out these stumps. The dogs are nice and lazy today because they got to run around all night after the bear. This is our dog sled specific tent. So this has everything to do with dog sledding. So coolers, harnesses, this little toboggan-y thing that goes behind, it's a passenger that goes behind a snowmobile. I'm going to rig that into something that the dogs can pull. So we can take people that don't want to be, I mean, it's -40 sometimes. So yeah, so just harnesses and ropes and parts, and all of our sleds are in here. In the fall time, I'll come in here and start rebuilding some sleds that broke, and doing some maintenance and making sure everything is good. But for the most part, we're pretty much ready. Like if we had the dog sled, someone said, hey, you got to go dog sledding, it could take us 20 minutes and we could get going. So slowly things come together over time if you just keep plugging away. So we've got some, I'm gonna put skis underneath that tent because it used to go back and forth onto the lake, which is pretty cool. In the wintertime, we do a lot of programming and tours on the lake, so we have a tent that we actually pull onto the lake. So we got some more beautiful fireweed places. Basically, it's all big natural garden. So yeah, we've got 2 dogs here, Bipsy and Uman. What's up, Uman? You're just tired from bombing around, aren't you? And there's Bipsy, she's getting hot. Hey, good girl. And she's digging a nice hole here. But I don't want this tree to die, but she can dig some holes, and then I'll just fill it full of compost and the tree will be happy. This is a kind of a standalone cabin that I've been building. Used to be an office space downtown for the tour company, but when COVID hit, we kind of lost everything. So I just brought it out here, and our camp manager stays in here. So I have a bit of work here. I need to put some pilings down and lift it off the trailer, and so I can use that trailer again. And we've got its own battery system in there and its own couple solar panels, so it's a standalone little cabin. My hope, well, either I'm going to leave it here, but eventually what I think I'll end up doing with it, because it's really well built, really well insulated, it's a really nice cabin, is to fix it up to get it to be like a standalone little cabin, and then I'll pull it somewhere. I'll pull it somewhere else where I want to go, maybe a day's dog sled trip from here. So when I want to do some cool trips, a couple more barrels of vegetable oil, we have more fireweed. Like, so whenever there's a big stumped area like this and we just leave it with trees, and we just leave it, like I'm not trying to make this whole place flat like a golf course or something like that. I just want to keep the bugs down, so we just clear it. Here's one of my broken snowmobiles that I will get to at one point of my life. So through here you're starting to see a bit of the see, like we left some bunches of willows here, like these ones, so next year they'll be even bigger. So over time these will turn into great big huge willows that will just keep binding them so they get taller and taller, which I am excited for, because this is very, very rewarding to have your own space like this. So the work that you do, it's your work, you know, you're not renting someone's house and fixing their yard up for them. And yeah, it's been very, very fun and rewarding. Yeah, this is our original spot here, but this is where we used to live, right here. But I built my kids a little slackline area here. We took it apart the other day because we needed it, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's a big dead tree. Kids were playing on that lots. One day I was walking through the woods and I found a completely intact moose, perfectly defleshed bone, as if somebody took the time and laid it out. It was immaculate. And so I grabbed all the bones and I brought them here because I had plans to do something with them, but life got in the way and I didn't give the time. And then I let my dogs loose, and so they've kind of scattered the bones, but there's still quite a few around. But that was kind of a neat thing. This is our tent that we built that goes onto the lake. So this is where we do our lake tours and programming and things like that. So right now it's just a empty, we don't use it in the summertime. So it has a great big wood stove in here, fan system, lights. We'll insulate this now that we know it works, and it did a good job. We'll insulate it better, and we'll put another wall here with a windows and whatever. But boy, this thing is nice, because what the plan is that I have another frame exactly like this. Is we're going to build another one, and then we left a little bit of a gap on here so they can just slide together, and then that way we can have almost 50-foot long building by about 12 feet wide, so you can easily put about 30 people in there pretty comfortably. So that's our max here with our licensing, is to have 30 people on the land. On the ice, there's no real guidelines with that. It's water, but on the land we're allowed 30, so it's a good number for us. We very seldom have that many people here. This was all just a really thick willowed spot, really wet, so we cleared it and planted some grass, and then now we're letting the willows sort of come up a little bit. We'll keep cutting them down, but this is turning into a nice little, it's got brambleberries, but I was late this year on the brambleberries. By the time I went to check on them and pick some, the birds and mice, they all got them first, so, which is too bad, because they're the first berries, I think, that are ready. And I was excited because I just get up in the morning and I pick berries, and then everybody can have some in their oatmeal, or it's just a nice way to start the day. So, but soon we'll be picking blueberries, and the Okpiks are probably ready. So we're really lucky here. We've got not a huge amount of Okpiks, but we have a lot of different types of berries here, so it's pretty good. This is this year we have really high water, and the wind is different, so the sides of the lakes look like this, just packed. Our side anyways, it's full of driftwood. We're clearing the land along the edge of the lake here for one reason, well, lots of reasons. The main reason is bugs, because you clear the land and then it dries up and the bugs got nowhere to go when it gets hot. So like a nice hot day like today, I can just walk around and there's very few bugs, and the dragonflies got nice open area so that's one reason. When we do clear it, we leave the debris on the ground. We don't rake it up because it will just turn to basically dust. It's just mud. So we leave the sticks and stuff down because that creates a little vapor barrier. And then in the fall time, we'll come again and we'll just rake a bunch of seeds in here. And next year, this will just be all, it usually takes about a year or 2 years for the fireweed. The fireweed comes up a little bit the first year, and then the second year it really comes up. So that will all be more natural garden and beauty, and the bugs will be good. But also the other reason is that we're building a little gun range here, so I can shoot. The lake turns here. You can see how it heads that way. So from one fixed position, I can shoot 500 yards to practice, which is kind of my max of what I would shoot. That's really far. Really, my max is like 300, but hunting situation is 3 and shooting targets is 5. But I'll be able to have a range here, and all the shots will be going down into the bank because we can build it along the bank of the lake. So very safe way. It's not like anyone's walking around out here or anything like that, but still might as well just do it right. So we've been clearing that. That's taken a lot. That's a big job, but I like doing that kind of work. I never really get to do it that much anymore. And then we have our other little project that we did this last few days. Oh, actually here, yeah. See, that's all brambleberry. There's tons of it around, so every time I find it, I just clear out whatever's competing with it, and eventually I'll start marking it off. This was our last little project with the kids before they took off. Kids need stuff to climb, so we have these 3 big trees that are basically falling apart from each other. They're gonna eventually fall down, so we tied them up. I've got all this rope from the dump. I found 10 big long lengths of this really strong, amazing, brand new rope. Anyways, one of my ideas is to have one of my volunteers just sit at the dump 5 days a week basically and just collect everything, because you could be building houses. The dump is insane. Been finding like fencing posting stuff to build the fence, used lumber, ropes, barrels. The free spot has like couches and chairs and all kinds of stuff. So tons of the stuff we get from here is from the dump. But this was a lot of fun. So the kids were just going nuts and playing on this. So our plan is to go not quite right to the top, but pretty darn high. And then we're going to make an area up there, like a hangout area that you could actually have a little camp out, a little sleep out there. And then we'll get a type of netting that will go all the way around it, so you can't fall out of it. You could fall down a little bit, but you can't fall out of it. And then my daughter Imogen will probably love that because she likes to climb. So that is our plan for that. We had a big huge tent here at one point, but we had a huge storm and it wrecked the tent. So this teepee was gifted to us from Imogen's dad, Wesley. So we had a little ceremony and we built this thing. And so when she comes and hangs out, I put a little beanbag in here, and this is one of her spots that she hangs out. But right now it's just, I got some extra stuff in here that I need to organize. But I need to level this platform off and paint it really well. And then I'm going to move the teepee to another platform specific, really close to the lake with a nice view. That was our original plan, but we didn't have time to do that. So be nice right there. Be a pretty cool little hangout spot. And then eventually with this boards here, I'll level this properly a little bit better, paint it really, really well. And then basically the plan is to make it into an outdoor like workout area. So there'll be like weights and places to wrestle and stuff. Like I really like to train, and Shang-Li likes to train, and the boys, when the kids come out, they like to train and do stuff. So it should be pretty neat. Julie is eating grass. What you doing? What you doing, Julie? Are you eating grass? Hey, you need to get dewormed. I think our dog's got worms again. So you got to deworm them a lot when they live out in the woods like this. They always getting into something. But check this out. The whole place. See, like this is, you wouldn't even know that stump is in there. It's just all. The roses have stopped blooming, but they were all blooming last week. They looked amazing. This is our area that I'm building. So once we're a little bit more finished with the gun range, we'll have the bow range as well. So we'll put a bow range up, and then we have our little spot here for throwing axes and knives, which has been a little pastime of mine for a while. It's quite relaxing and fun. I like it. We have spears. We also have spears that we have to throw because we hunted with them, so kind of neat. Let's see here. Grab this axes. Yeah, so let's see if I still can do this. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. I really like these axes. These are really cool. I was trying to do fancy. I was trying to walk forward and try to catch it in the air doing something cool, but then I missed. If you just focus on what you're doing. But anyways, these are really cool axes. They're from a company called Cold Steel, and they have multiple points, so they're really quite easy to stick in. So if you're ever starting to throw, I don't recommend starting kids or beginners on knives. I find that knives are a bit hard. Well, can be a bit hard. Axes are much easier, because if you get somebody to try something new, you want them to have I personally want them to have a bit of success, right? Like quickly, because then they get more hooked on it. Because knives are tougher. Yeah, especially when there's metal already in the in the target, so it just smashed into the other metal. But yeah, pretty fun to pass your time. And oh, that one didn't work either. Let me see. Try to do it underhander. Let's see if there's any space left for a knife to go in there. Oh yeah, there we go. So that's a fun thing that we do around here. This is my studio teepee. So we have guests in here, but it's also where we do our interviews and any kind of film work. So we have it set up. This is my grandma's chair. Has a ton of history, really good energy. I love this chair. I saved it, so it must be 30 or 40 years old. It's older than, well, yeah, she had it when I came here, so it's definitely 25 years old. And this chair here is actually from the first tree that we milled on the property, and my friend built it with Japanese joinery, so there's no nails or anything in it. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Like, look at it, how beautiful it is. So that's my chairs I do my interviews in. And then this is one of my favorite art pieces of all time. I got gifted this piece of amazing wood where the spruce tree wound around the other one. And I thought, wow, look at how cool. Someone should really carve this. And I'm not very visually artistic, I think. And my cousin Gerald is incredible. So he took the time, and look at, like, I don't know if this camera can really do it justice, but boy, is it ever beautiful. So he cleaned it up and stained it. And this is one of my second favorite pieces, is this big bird that he made. So we're gonna eventually heat it up and paint it, like stain it black with oil, heat it, and so it'll be bulagak, raven. So right now it's actually my secret little stash place where when I'm doing some storytelling or tourists, I have all kinds of cool artifacts, and I have an old drum here, and I think some of the tools are missing because I was in town. So some of the games and traps and dog bells. And then these are just some of the animals that we've harvested. Traditional snowshoes. But we have this set up so that we have these big fans in here. So in the wintertime, we have a piece that we put at the top, and it closes it off. And then we have a wood stove. So even when it's minus 40, we can get it real hot in here and still hang out and do film projects and dinners and whatever we feel like doing. It's always fun. I really like a teepee. This one's 22 feet, I believe. The next one that we're building, the next big one, will be like 32. I think we measured it out. So we're gonna do 32 feet, really great, big, huge one. So that will be pretty cool. We got the helicopter going by. The helicopters, when they fly through here, I think they're using this as like a landmark or something, or they're just saying hi. They fly by here quite a bit. It's another one of our trampolines that I'm gonna fix. I pound the holes into the permafrost, and then they're really steady, so I haven't done this one yet, but I'll do it this fall, and I'll set it up closer to the point so you're bouncing right over the lake. It's nice, there's less bugs. Whenever I find big stumps like this, I just leave them right like that. Then they, vegetation will grow around them. And there's my little hammock that's not set up right now. That's a pretty fun place to just chill and have a nice rest. And then this is one of camp's favorite spots here. We have it covered because it was going to rain, so I can take it off now. But just a nice, beautiful, comfortable couch to sit on and look out. Like, you sit out and this is the view. And I can't really say that, yeah, I sit here quite a bit. The dragonflies really like these poles, so they'll come and sit on them and sun themselves. So there's always something to look at. The loons will come right in here. This was our outdoor shower. I didn't set it up this year, just some of the parts were malfunctioning. I was like, we got the lake, we'll swim. So we didn't set it up, but usually there's a stand-up outdoor shower here, so you can have a nice shower and have a beautiful view, which I think is magical. I love an outdoor shower. And then we have an outdoor bathtub. So this bathtub, I'll just fill it up with lake water and let it sit for a couple days. I have a black tarp that I put over top of it. And then I just put a little primer stove underneath there for a couple hours or so. And next thing you know, I have a really beautiful hot bath with a really great view. So this area here is going to get turned into an outdoor bath area. That's what it's slowly turning into. That's a attempt at doing a washing machine, but my pumps and stuff it failed. So we just put it away. I was like, you know what? We'll go to town. We'll do our laundry at town. It's fine. Yeah, that's pretty much the camp, I guess. Oh, I still have the sawmill. I guess I could show you the sawmill. But yeah, this is working. I'm really happy with this. So this is a berm that I built. It took us about a day's work, 3 days of loading wood and just tying it up. And then when the waves come, they can't break past this wall of wood here, and then it saves the bank from eroding. And so I'm just going to fill this all with sticks, and then that will be good, because I don't want to lose this bank because my house is right there. I built on the side of the lake specifically because there's no, it just doesn't erode like the river does. But whatever, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you gotta reevaluate and do something else. As long as you keep hacking away, just working every day a little bit, it comes together. And then you've got something. This is my most amazing dog, Ulu. Hey, good girl. This is her favorite little spot. Nice and cool. No one bugs her. She's the mom. Oh, you want some pets? Okay. Hey, good. Oh yeah, hey sweetie. Hey, good girl. She's 7.5. Hey, she's finally starting to slow down, unless there's a bear, and she doesn't slow down. This is a cool little area that we left natural. I just cleared out some of the willows and let the spruce do their thing, and now I'm letting the willows come back. But when they come back, they're malleable. I can bend them, so I'm going to be bending them into. I'm going to build a really neat thing of willows here that you can sort of climb for my daughter and for fun stuff. And then this is an attempt right here of winding a spruce tree around another spruce tree. So every year I kind of give it another wind, and then over the, by the time hopefully I live till, I don't know, 85 or something, or maybe 100, I don't know. In my lifetime, that will turn into something kind of cool, and I'll be able to see it. And, I've gone around and cut the tops of some trees because I was told that's how you make those big balls at the top of the trees. So I've tried that. Started that maybe 5 years ago, and making like willow arches and willow stuff that has done pretty good too. And you can see over time, you're like, wow, that's kind of neat. This is another cool stump that we basically did the same thing, but I kind of want to keep it because it's really neat. So I'll move this thing out of the way, and this will just be kind of in the center of nowhere in this nice cleared area with this beautiful bushes all around it, roses and fireweed. And this is our makeshift ping pong table. If anyone has a ping pong table for sale, I would like one. I bought one used from a buddy of mine years ago, but it sat in the rain too long before we got the chance to use it. So we have the ping pong champion Chip, which is the Okpik Arctic Village ping pong champion. It's Sophie right now. She's just beat everybody very, very easily. Chung Lee is just doing his thing, burning a stump. This is our sawmill. The sawmill has not been used because it was missing some pieces when we got it new, so we've got those pieces on order, but we also just haven't had time. And I don't know when I'll have time. This whole thing is just full of wood to be milled. Beautiful spruce trees that we cleared off the lot here, that were the trees that were bending over and were going to fall down. So there's, I don't know, a couple hundred probably. Beautiful logs for milling in here, nice and dry already. It's best to mill them when they're wet, but whatever. They're just short. That we'll use to continue on building some cabins. What my idea is, or what my dream is, because I have all these things I want to do and I just do not have the time to do them all. So I, pick and choose what I need to spend my time on, and it's mostly kind of film work and things, and tourists and that. So what I would like to do is partner with somebody that wants that lifestyle. Like, I don't really build things with my business anymore. I don't say, I have an idea, so I'm going to make this idea happen, and I'm going to get some work and contracts, and I'm going to hire some staff. I'm not doing that, because I feel like it's just fighting against the current in the current situation that we have in the north, which is very low capacity, tons of really high paying government jobs that are going unfilled, no places to live in town even. So yeah, I find that that's a difficult thing to do. Plus, this place I find is pretty toxic to entrepreneurs, really. So what I've been doing now is basically just over time finding people that have interests. So Li Chung loves bush life, loves everything that there is to do out here. He came as a volunteer. He stayed for 3 months. He did his time. He put his time in, and now he's staying, and now he's an employee. And so I can build something around him that he's interested in. So he's interested in helping out with the film work, taking over the dogs, so I can keep that aspect going, and we can partner on that, and he can get to do something that he loves to do and try to build a life that he loves that goes along with what I want to do and what I love. And so that's sort of how I'm doing my business now. It's not, well, if you can pay me more, I can work there, all that stuff. I'm not interested. If you're just looking for a job, there's lots of jobs. I'm not interested. If you've got tons of bills and you need to make money, all that stuff, I'm not the guy for you. I can't compete. You can't mill logs out of the woods and not work like a banshee and be competitive. If you, it just doesn't work that way. So yeah, so if anybody is interested in sawmilling, I basically have the sawmill. I have a stock. I have everything set up. I have all the insurances. I have everything that you need. I would love to do that. And then you already have a job, because I'll give you a job because I need to build infrastructure. And then as you get trained, you get better at it, maybe you go off on your own and start a sawmill business and build, I don't know, do something. There's a lot of opportunities in the north, and we're all just sitting around waiting for somebody to build it for you. Just build it, man. Start. So if you can get a job for $20 an hour and have a place to live that's super cheap, and you can come out here and live your life and build the sawmills, man, in a year you'll have a business. But we'll see if anyone wants to take that on. Most people don't want to work that hard or be away from town. We don't drink here, so that's another big one, which is the way I like it. But anyways, yeah, that's the sawmill story, if you know anyone that's interested. But honestly, if you're gonna if you're gonna reach out to me and say, oh, my husband, my son, my boyfriend, no, they need to reach out. I'm not interested in talking to anybody's mummy when it comes to that kind of stuff. The person needs to be intrinsically motivated to do this. They need to want to do this. I'm not fighting with people. I'm not showing up to town with a boat costing me hundreds of dollars and hours of my life to nobody to show up because for whatever reason they don't feel like working today. So if people want to work out here and be involved, they come out here, they live out here, they be involved. I don't need anybody. I don't need any help. I've got tons of stuff. This is an opportunity. If you don't see it that way, then don't see it that way. But if you do, come on out, because it's pretty fucking cool out here, man. Man, the whole video I went without swearing. I had to throw that one in there. Now I can't click on the kids thing on the YouTube. All right, here's another thing. Enough yammering. So I built this as a garden. We had sod in here, and I kind of gave up on it just because we ran out of time, but I'll go back at it again. But it was a mint, and it did incredible. But yeah, I took a break from it, and then within 2 years, this all just, because it's got very good soil and very good nutrients, so everything just exploded in here. But once I feel like getting back to it, I can just mow all this down, put some compost on top, and start again. And I fenced it off so that the dogs wouldn't trample everything. And I just used a bunch of off cuts from the sawmill and some plastic we had laying around, and it worked really, really well. Oh, here's another beautiful spot that we've cleared and left to come up all natural. This is a cool willow tree that over the years I've been, I guess this would be the third year that I'll do some manipulation to it. So I basically just wound them together, braided them together to make one spot. And then, yeah, so it's just getting taller and taller and more gnarly. And every year I'll come in the fall time or in the spring right before it starts to grow, and I'll redo some of it so that it looks pretty cool. Yeah, man, wow. This place just gets more and more beautiful every year. Grass is coming up and the dragonflies have huge areas to hunt. But yeah, there's more, but this video is just, I started this thing because I was going to take a quick little video, and then I was just walking around, and I have friends that asked, like, hey, send me a video of walking around the village, and I'm always just like, I'll do it, and then I just never do it. So I was like, hey, wait, what the heck? So this spot here is another spot that we cleared out all the willows, and then we just left the stumps. I'm going to do some cool art projects with the stumps here, but it's really coming up with vegetation that is edible and beautiful. And then through over here, this is a cool spot. I'll take a little bit more time, screw it. Go for more of a walk. It's a beautiful day and there's no, you don't get a lot of days, but when you get a beautiful day like today and there's no bugs, man, take advantage because they will be back. So this is a spot that we just finished. I think pretty much just finished it this year. We still have a tiny bit of work on it, but where we cleared out the majority of the willows, and then we just left kind of the biggest ones every 8 to 10 feet. We left these big ones. So now they're gonna shoot up and turn into kind of trees. Some won't make it, some will die, and we'll just cut them down, and the new growth we'll do something with. But I really wanted to clear this out like that. There's popular trees back there that we've cleared out to make space for them to grow. Then you have a lot of different, different woods. So I've got some woods that are kind of flat, tundra-y type stuff. You have really thick willows, and you have these really spread out, beautiful willow spots. It creates a lot of diversity, and it's really great for film work because I can just walk around with my dogs on the property here basically and have all different angles, and it looks like you went all over the place and really you didn't leave your little 4 hectares or whatever you've got. So that's pretty cool. This spot here we've been working on, I don't know if we'll get around to it this year, but we started it a few years ago, and basically it's just to clear the land right to this pond. Eventually I'd like to clear all the land relative around the pond so that the bugs, so there's not a lot of bugs. And then I want to build this pond as a swimming pond because it's pretty deep in there and it's really, really, really warm water. So I could build a little bathhouse type thing and a swimming place. And it's more for, my daughter Imogen really loves to swim, but it's a little cold, the water here, and she doesn't really like getting in the lake if it's not a beach. And anyways, it would give us another month of swimming comfortably in the summertime. So one of the big reasons I'm building this place is I need to find a way to make a living and to be able to have my daughter when she's done school. She lives in BC, so it's very difficult. I could not have any kind of 9-to-5 job and then have my daughter because I need to watch her all the time, and it just doesn't work that way. But when I'm out here, as long as I have my team with me and volunteers and things like that, people come and visit, and then we make films and we do stuff, and my daughter just bombs around with us and she loves it. She has a great time. And so if I can have a place that she can swim that's nice and easy and accessible and warm, she will be very happy. And if I'm busy, someone just takes her to the swimming pool, well, it wouldn't be a swimming pool, but takes her to the swimming spot, and away we go, and she's happy. So yeah, trying to find a way to, if I have a little farm out here and tourists and stuff like that, then I can be here all the time and do things, and my daughter can come and live back home. So that's my dream. This is the trail, the very first trail that we ever built to get into the property that we wanted to. And yeah, it's coming together too. It's really, there's flowers growing on either side and rose bushes, and the grass is growing, and yeah, it's really quite a beautiful walk. So we have a bit more work here. I want to clear it out a little bit more, but we're concentrating on just the main camp area this year. When we first moved, there was a big push. We needed to really clear the land, like forget any other projects, clear the land, because I knew that when July hit, oh, a couple big boats just went by. I knew when July hit, the bugs would be so bad that nobody would be able to do any work. So I was like, we need to clear the land. So we focused on that. And now we've got enough land clear that we're pretty good with bugs. So we're just sort of clearing a little bit here and there and doing it as whenever the crew doesn't have something specific to work on, they can just grab that and do some work. But definitely more to clear. I love it though, because so this stuff here we cleared a few years ago, but we left it a lot thicker than the other spot, so we're kind of playing around with different ones. But this is really cool because it really let different types of vegetation come up because it's shaded. So there's a lot in here that's edible, and I just like it. It's cool, you know. So I'll continue to go along this side of the lake. We'll finish this whole area sort of like this, and then whenever we have piles, we'll wood chip them if we need to, if we can. And then if they're dried old wood, then we burn them like this. And then so this fall I'll come, because we burned all these piles last fall. We'll scoop them up with shovels, we'll throw seeds of all kinds of stuff, and then we'll just spread out all this ash and stuff for some nutrients all over the place here. And then next year this burn pile will be probably fireweed. It really likes the burn piles, and then that will come up and be all super beautiful. This area here we cleared years and years ago, cleared it right out, and then neglected it. I wanted to see how long it would take, and it did not take long for it to get back to its bug infested ways. So we'll come through again, but a lot of these willows that are coming up, we'll leave them. So we'll space them out every 10 feet or so, and we'll bind them up so that they'll grow nice and tall, and then we'll have another cool little forested area in here, and some of it will clear out, you know, completely. Like if there's a nice spot in here that's just full of little tiny spruce trees. It's really thick in here. So this area here will clear out all the willows completely and just let all this spruce come up and not have any competition, and do some fun stuff. So I've been doing some, what's it called? Spruce, yeah, spruce tree bending. It's a lot harder to do than willow, but if you're nice and gentle with them, you can bend them over time. And so a lot of these trees are growing way too close together. They're going to be competing with each other. So anyways, I pull them apart and tie them, and I'll show you that at some point one day when I'm doing that. Yeah, okay. I think we're probably missed a few things, but just gonna have to pay attention to next time if you want to see it all. But yeah, I go to the dump. It looks like, I know what it looks like. People go, oh, it's not garbage. All this stuff is good stuff that I need. I just haven't got around to it yet. And if you find thousands of dollars worth of rope and cable and all this stuff in the dump, and you've got a place to just throw it on the ground and let it sit there and it doesn't do anything, they're not polluting, it's not doing anything, grab it. Because eventually if you keep on moving forward, you'll end up using it. So, and if you have to buy that stuff, it's crazy to buy. To be honest with you, if I had to buy this stuff, I wouldn't do it. If I had to buy the rope to make that, I probably wouldn't do it, because it would be thousands and thousands of dollars, and I don't have that kind of money. So, but we're back with the fire. We're back with my Kung Fu teacher, Li Chung. He says Kung Fu just means work hard. So he said, I can teach you Kung Fu, teach me how to work hard. But yeah, it is absolutely stunning today because we had rain. So the clouds are just, man, it's beautiful. So I'm going to put up a time lapse now. And yeah, I'll cut this together with something. If anyone wants to listen to me yammer for an hour.